I stopped relaxing my hair for good in 2003 when I was 15. I was living in France at the time, and let me tell you, I endured a lot of abuse from black people. When I say black people, I mean family members as well as random black people in the street. And it was over my decision to let my 4C hair grow natural. Every single day at that time, so it was when I was a teen, I had to prepare myself psychologically before leaving my house and enduring my daily portion of abuse at the hands of random black people. And I'm not saying this because I want you to feel sorry for me, but it's just to remind you of the hypocrisy of a community that does absolutely everything they accuse other people of doing. And black women in the street would look at my hair as if to signal that my hair was the problem. It was as if I was revealing to society a shameful family secret. I received derogatory comments. Some black people would laugh at me. I received insults from random black people again, just because I stopped relaxing my hair. This period was eye-opening for me. I was treated by these people as if I had committed a violent crime. And what these people and what these black people were trying to do was to bully me into complying, into conforming into the accepted look for black women with kinky hair, which is relaxed or braided hair. Because the truth is, I was embarrassing them in front of white people. And even at that time, I was thinking, this behavior is rich coming from black people, the ambassadors of one of the two most violent communities in France. I remember the abuse was even worse coming from black women. It was vicious and violent. Black women's obsession with taming natural hair is quite disturbing, and it is unique to the black women experience. And in this video, I'm going to reveal to you why they are doing it. But before I do, I am going to make a parallel to better express my point. In 2015, Angela Merkel, the then Chancellor of Germany, opened the gates of Europe to so-called refugees, mostly fighting-age men coming from Muslim countries. Other European countries like Great Britain followed suit and imported millions of migrants, mostly men, into an island half the size of France. These people, mostly Muslims, do not share the culture of their host country. Their culture is incompatible with that of the West. And here are some examples of cultural enrichment they unleashed onto Europe. Instability, a culture of rape, and Sharia law. This is a type of hell ordinary people have to live so that the woke European elite doesn't have to. But the problem is that in recent years, assaults on people's right to live by Islamist terrorists have been so recurrent that even the elite in the ivory tower can no longer pretend it hasn't noticed. We are heading towards a civil war. When things are broken, it is human nature to try and repair them. Now, how does a stubborn and coward elite try to repair a broken Europe? It does it by eliminating our freedom of speech. Unfortunately, you cannot fix stupid. With all the censorship happening in Europe countries right now, what we are witnessing is the elite experiencing heightened cognitive dissonance. The sad reality of their failed ideology is so brutal, they would rather cut our tongue than hearing the truth. They couldn't censor J.D. Vance. They were forced to sit there and be lectured by the ambassador of the white working class, who reached the highest echelons of society through merit, something that is alien to them. They were lectured on how to run their countries by the demographic they despise and abuse the most. He was able to sum up in one speech years of grievances and anger. He told them in their face how much they suck, how badly they failed and destroyed Europe, and that they have the blood of all the victims of Islam on their hands. But their fragile ego couldn't take it, and one of them started crying. Unfortunately, the woke elite would rather betray reality than betray their ideology. So instead of tackling the issues that matter the most for people like uncontrolled mass immigration and all the bullshit that comes with it, like, for example, rape culture and terrorist attacks. Basically, instead of dealing with the elephant in the room, the elite chooses to get tough on hurty words on social media and tougher on old people silently praying in the street. And this is something my mother used to do when her trashy king used to verbally abuse me. This mammy would tell me to calm down. Not him, but me. She was too coward and, quite frankly, too much of a mammy to confront her king and protect her daughter. So she chose to muzzle me instead, because I was the easiest to control amongst the two. And this is a behavior that mammies in general have. Here we go. Why are black women so obsessed with taming, controlling natural hair? It is because they cannot tame black men. Black women have created the most barbaric, violent, aggressive, savage men in history. They are a wrecking ball onto society. And the sad reality is that they cannot control the very men they give birth to. Also, the reason these beasts are so brazen is because the so-called black community has a culture of laissez-faire when it comes to kings. Black people have a tendency to look the other way when kings commit violent crimes. Basically, they tend to stay on code with the culture. But like I said earlier in the video, it is part of human nature to try and fix broken things. And since black women cannot fix black men because he is too violent and uncontrollable, they have decided to fix our hair instead. It is easier to control, and our hair doesn't rape, doesn't kill, doesn't stab, doesn't shoot, doesn't commit violent crime, unlike the very men they give birth to. And also, it gives these women the illusion they are doing something to fix their broken community. I find this behavior tragic and at the same time pathetic. Mammies have been harassing us for years now with their respectability politics bullshit, when charity and demands should start at home. When I look at King's mugshots, my first thought is, what the hell? Because a mugshot is like a Tinder profile photo for kings. A mugshot is what desperate mammies use to determine their future husbands. So you would expect kings to be looking their best on a mugshot, right? Nope. These gremlins aren't there looking crazy as fuck. Zero respectability whatsoever. Mammies want Simone Biles to control her baby hair while she's out there defying gravity. But at the same time, they let their sons go out there committing robbery without fixing their hair. The world is upside down in Blackistan. Thanks for watching.